All right, so lines.markdown. This is a pretty interesting one. Technically, inside of a markdown file, whenever you're rendering markdown and you have something like this, right? Let's take our temporary text from earlier. If you have just a straight line break, right? If I open this up, we'll see here, if I go to the very end of the line, I have two lines, I have two spaces right there because I was just editing it. But before I had no spaces at all. And then a line break immediately after, right? See how that happens? You have a line break immediately after the E, and then you can go on and write more text. Technically, in a markdown renderer, it will usually ignore that. What you'll get is just a single line of text. It'll say, hi there, this is a new line, and so is this, right? And that's just a quirk of markdown renderers. And how we can fix that, right? It's kind of hard to tell here because, it looks like there's a bunch more spaces there. But we can URL encode this. So let's cat temp.text over to codec url.encode, right? And you'll see here that what we have is we have the space, right? And then we have the new line. We have another space, right? And then we have the new line, right? Immediately after the word. If we instead pipe this over to codec lines.markdown, right? It looks the same, but to a markdown renderer, this thing is now going to have actual line breaks. And how we can, again, analyze this is saying codec url.encode, right? So we're going to encode that markdown encoding, right? And now what you can see here is we have a space, and then we have two spaces, and then the line break, right? Then we have that, we have the new line, and then two spaces, and then the line break, right? So that's going to help a markdown renderer actually render out the lines, which is handy in some circumstances where you need to render whatever you're passing on as markdown in some markdown renderer.